And we back again. I am so late. I had this whole plan of I'm gonna get here for 9 or 9:30 or whatever. I is nowhere near 9:30. It's more like 12:30. It's like one of those best laid plans gone to left. So I don't know if last time around I came in and showed a little entrance and all that. Upstairs they have like a little gospel area. I didn't catch that last time around. Maybe we'll do the gospel thing, you know. I know like a lot of this stuff, it's gonna be something I'm gonna have to probably cut out because of the music in it. So I'm gonna run through it real fast. Welcome, welcome. We're back in again. I asked them again about those selfie sticks. They're like, nah. Looks a little thicker than yesterday. Looks like more people. Makes sense because it's Saturday. There generally are more people on Saturday than on Friday anyway. People probably want to be out there barbecues and stuff like that. Oh, sorry for the late post too, by the way. Like I posted this like last minute. Gave like no time. I guess we'll go back to the spot, the main little area that I go to. Look, that looked nothing like that yesterday. There's a ton of people over there at that little booth. Let's see if anything's going on with the presentations. Looks like they're in between people, so there's nobody out there right now. But there goes the stage. We'll run back to it in a minute or two. Let me see what time it is. It's like 12:45. Swing back here in about. Oh wait.
Welcome back to the 2025 Global
doing it?
Economic Forum stage at the Essence Festival of Culture. Up next, wealth is health or health is wealth.
Nah, I skipped out yesterday. They had Glorilla though.
Please welcome our moderator, Dr. Amamu Boo Tomlinson, CEO of Vituity.
I'm going tonight though.
Author of Less Than 1%. Rapper, record producer, entrepreneur, Master P.
Oh, okay.
Selby Taylor, president of Taylor Insurance and Financial Services, and vice president of Global Health and Social Impact at Pfizer, Naisha Foster.
So we are going to catch P then. Good.
All right. Well, we appreciate your time. Thank you for coming out. We have an amazing panel for. By the way, this is going to be the best panel you've had today. All right. And
I hope so.
We're going to talk about something that I think we all have in different conversations been talking about, which is health is wealth and wealth is health. And it's the chicken and egg kind of concept here, right? As far as think about it. If you're not healthy, it doesn't matter how much money you have. But on the other side of it, if you are wealthy, you might have access to health that other people don't have. We can think with the recent law that's been passed, we know how many Medicare and Medicaid lives are going to be affected almost 17 million people. So health and wealth are linked And today we're going to talk about that with an amazing panel. Maybe I'll start with introductions here. Master P, if you could just introduce yourself and let us know why you're here.
No introduction necessary.
How y'all doing? I'm Percy Miller, Master P, also known as Coach P. And for me, health and wealth can all go together. Because if you don't have your health, there's no need for wealth. Because think about all the money you have, you'll be chasing, trying to pay for sickness, pay for all these different bills, right, for your health. But I want you guys to know, as you leave on this journey, let God lead you on. That's the most important thing. When you have God, nothing is impossible. Put your trust and faith in Him. But your health is so important. And I love that y'all look. So we talk about health. He had a drink up here called King Kong. It's an energy drink. This is a black-owned company, and I love that we're able to help market and promote people that look like us. But what I love about this drink, read the back of it. What we were saying.
Okay, so let me try to work with my glasses here. Yeah, so it is the most. I can't read it there. Okay, can you read it? Sorry.
Oh, she ain't got a glass. Know what? But what I want y'all to know.
Clean energy.
It's the clean. I've actually had it. It's the cleanest energy drink in the marketplace. Black owned.
Black owned. Give them a round of applause. And so, what I want to tell you guys about health, that's so important, because I'm here from New Orleans and I grew up here, and a lot of people think that they're going to be these great athletes, and they think they're going to go to the pros, and they think they're going to be so successful. I'm just telling y'all, 99% of that chance is not going to happen, right? And if we have our health, because we don't understand how important health is until we get injured or something happens to us to where we like, what am I going to do with myself? Now that I always say the man with no shoes always cry until he see the man with no feet. And the man with no feet, he cries to see the man with no legs. And so I want to change that mindset and be like, be thankful every day and really put the right things in your body, because you know that you want to get the best. Because I feel like once I have the right things and I wake up in the morning and I feel good, I can actually go out there and chase my dreams. I can actually go out there and do the things that I need to do. And so I feel like health is so important. And I know people get up in the morning and say, hey, I want to feel good. If I feel good, everything else doesn't matter, right? Even when we have a bad day, but if you feel good, I feel good, well, I'm ready to go. And so that's been the, people say, P, why you don't stop? I say, because there's no limit. There's no limit to my health, y'all, because I think that being a coach has taught me that if I'm teaching other people, then I have to do the right things for myself. So everybody that's out here, it's a blessing to get up and take care of your body. The more we take care of our body, the longer we will last.
Yes, absolutely. And for that. Well, then, my two other distinguished panelists, Naisha, why don't you give a little introduction?
So hello everyone, I'm Naisha Foster, and I have the privilege, that's my people. I'm Vice President of Global Health and Social Impact at Pfizer. And what that means is I have the pleasure of closing the health equity gap around the globe by donating our products to those people who can't afford them, and to organizations like the World Health Organization, partnering with them in countries where they need access to our medicines. At Pfizer, we're not just about discovering and marketing, we're about making sure that everyone, everywhere, gets access to our medicines. I'm originally from Brownsville, Brooklyn. That's right. And I grew up in a single family household. My mother worked at Rikers. She did all that she could to get me here today. And so every morning I get to wake up and give back, and that's why I'm here today. I left my family back in Boston for a few days so I can come here and talk to you about the importance of your health, honoring yourself, and thinking about health beyond just what happens in the doctor's office. As we know, 80% of what your health happens outside of a doctor's visit. So prevention, watching what you put in your body, exercising is of the utmost importance. And so thank you all for being here today.
How you guys doing today? Good. You know how I'm doing today? It's the best day of my life. Every day when people ask me how I'm doing, I tell them it's the best day of my life. So I'm gonna ask you again, how you guys doing today? Did you know around the world, every night, over 50,000 people go to bed and don't wake up the next day? So the fact I'm here, you're here, we're already winning, right? My name is Sylvie Taylor. I'm the founder of Taylor Insurance Financial Services. I'm headquartered in Los Angeles, California. I've spent 2.5 decades in financial services. Started when I was 12. I started my career with this pursuit to make a lot of money. I wanted to be successful. This gentleman over here wanted to make a lot of money. And I achieved a certain level of success, and I realized, where's the balance? And I created a reality series that's actually out on Amazon called Mind, Body, Money. Positive mindset, right? Those that think they can do something, and those who think they cannot do something are both usually right. Your body, health, and wellness. No one was ever on their deathbed wishing they had more money, right? And then obviously you have to be a good steward of your money, but it's the balance amongst those three things that's so important, right? So I love this message. We all come with our different, strengths and backgrounds, but together, I think we'll provide some good insights today.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so many of you, this is an amazing panel. I'd just like to, blessed to be the one moderating this panel. My name is Emmanuel Tomlinson. I'm the CEO of Vituity. We care for about 12 million patients just last year. We also provide free healthcare for people through Vituity Cares. And lastly, I'd say one of the things about me is I'm very disagreeable. If you want to check out, we're at a booth back there. You can check out my book, Less Than 1%. But the idea of being disagreeable, right? For Black people in this healthcare environment, considering that this is a system not built for us, how does health play into that? And of course, people were talking backstage about the fact that we are looking to try to build things with them, but maybe we should build with each other.
Well, so think about it, right? When the COVID first came, a lot of us took the COVID shots, a lot of us didn't, because we was confused, right? We never really got to the bottom of it, and then as time went by, we start realizing, should I took that or shouldn't have I, right? And so my thing is the educational piece is so important, but we have to educate us, and we have to stick together, because we're so busy trying to outdo each other that we're not investing back into us. And so we can educate our people and give them the game and give them the knowledge, because wisdom is the most important thing. You need to know what you're putting into your body. And so what I love what you said too is how we connect together, and then we start actually reading these things. I love that what you said was on that can. We start reading what's on it. Guess what? You guys challenged me. I had made cereal, and I got mad because my people was like, well, you got sugar in your cereal. And I said, the other cereals got sugar in it too. Nobody said nothing. But you guys challenged me, and then that's when I created Miller Family Foods, and I made cereal with no sugar. And then I started thinking about the things and thinking about the products and brands. So we also got to think about each other. Because at the end of the day, if we don't think about each other, we can't grow, and we can't create these things. And my motto is the more I make, the more I give. And so you can't give nothing if you don't make it, right? But when we support each other, and one thing I want you guys to know, as we're talking about health, we also got to stop just creating Black brands. I love that we create Black-owned brands, but we got to create products for everybody. And so when we create vitamins or we create all these nutritional things, it shouldn't just be for us, because they don't make product for them. They make it for everybody. That's why we buy it. And so we start changing our mindset, saying that I want to create something big. When you look at Nike didn't make a pair of shoes. They made it for the world. And they started out their garage. And so imagine us changing that mindset and making sure that we program our minds so we want to have a long-lasting life. When you want to have a long-lasting life, then that means that you got to put the right things in your body.
Awesome.
So can I jump in on one thing he said around the system not being designed for us?
Yes.
Let's not be fooled. The system is working exactly as it was designed to do, to leave us on the outside. But that is not where our story ends. Each of us are individually capable and responsible for lifting ourselves up, lifting up our communities, and changing the world. So we can change the system and make sure that it's designed for us. We don't vote every 4 years. grow every 2 years. We're involved in school systems and organizations, and by our continuing being involved in the 4 blocks just around our neighborhoods, things will change.
Oh, that's impressive. You know, one of the things that we talk about for health, is there, you know, one word that you can leave this panel feeling like, hey, I found out about health as well. And I would say it's empowerment, right? It's empowerment. So it's easy for me to say, I lead a big, you know, healthcare company, you know, Coach P, we all are in the field. But if you empower people, no matter who you are, where you're from, what you look like, to empower yourself to take ownership of your health, I think that's what, you know, so you're identifying. Selfie, I'm interested because I consume you on Instagram like you don't even know, all the time, and you really talk about that empowerment. So can you talk a little bit about how somebody who isn't the CEO of a healthcare company or isn't Coach P, how did they empower themselves to make themselves more healthy?
I mean, it starts again, mindset. It's your choice. So many of us are waiting to be given a chance in this life, and I've got bad news for you. We're never going to be given a chance. In this life, you have to take chances, right? I love the quote Milton Berle said, if opportunity does not come knocking, then you go build a door, right? So we're waiting to be saved, but again, it starts with you, these decisions with you, right? And so my whole thing, it's the best day of my life. Every night, when you put your head on the pillow, you have to ask yourself, have I done everything that I can do today to better my life, right? To help other people, because make no mistake about it, in this life, you are green or you are brown. You are growing or you are dying. You are getting better or you are getting worse. But there's no staying the same. And as it relates to health, you have a choice. You can pay the farmer now. We're talking about what you're putting in your body. You can pay the farmer now, or you can pay the doctor tomorrow. Right? So you want to be proactive, not reactive. And I think as a people, we're always saying, this is what's happened to us. And to your point, B, let's be proactive and make things happen.
Well, for me, y'all, I look at it like the door is gonna close on you, but I'm going through the window. Like, I'm not stopping, like, for real. Like, they're not gonna stop me, and we're gonna have challenges. We're gonna have conditions. We're gonna have adversity, right? The difference is we give up too quick, and we beat ourselves. Like you say, it's mental, but you gotta look in that mirror and say, how can I better myself? You can't better yourself if you're not healthy. Because you're not going to want to get up. You're not going to want to go nowhere. You could have all the money in the world. I mean, the guy who created the iPhone, right? The guy who created the iPhone, he didn't even get a chance to finish the boat that he made. And so that's what's scary to me. We have a lot to do. And so we have to take care of ourselves because everybody else thinks it's about money. So you have to be passionate and have a purpose. And if you have a passion, you have a purpose, you have a why. Like, think about it, if all of us have kids. We want to live for our kids. We want to do better for our kids because they watch it. And so as I grow and I evolve, I just keep figuring out, because none of us are perfect. But like, how can I get better? How can I eat better? How can I do better? Right? You
bring up something. Here's a question for the audience. Show of hands. Who in this room wants $100 million? Show of hands. $100 million. Yeah. Okay, right. Now, if I said, I will give you $100 million, but the trade-off is you have stage 4 cancer. Who still wants the money?
Nobody.
See, so we make it about money, but it's not about money.
That's why I said, because think about this. How many people want $1 billion? Put your hand up. But what if you died tomorrow? Would you want that $1 billion? You wouldn't.
Doesn't matter.
At all. It doesn't matter. So I tell people all the time, right? The same corner with the same plastic bag come to every hood, whether you live in a multi-million-dollar hood or whether you live in a $10 hood. Let's be honest. Whether you live in the bottom of the poorest place, that same corner come picks up everybody. So you can't think about the temporary stuff, even though we all know that we can be successful while we're on this planet, right? So at the same time, if you want to be on this planet longer, then you need to take care of yourself. And I just think that a lot of us don't look at life like that. We look at it like, oh, I just want this temporary success. I want it overnight. But you don't realize the dedication and the sacrifices that you have to make to be successful.
Yeah, you know, Coach P talked earlier about partnerships. Now, I want to go there a little bit. You have a lot of partnerships to be able to achieve it. We can't do it on our own. So tell me about that.
So at Pfizer, for over the last 10 years, we have worked with about 40 different not-for-profit organizations in the U.S. under an auspices called the Multicultural Health Equity Collective. And it's because we know that one, we can't do it alone, and two, there are people who know a lot more about grassroots organizing than we do on the corner of 34th and 10th Avenue in Manhattan. And so we work with these organizations to understand the gaps in different communities and then figure out how we can support them, either through our financial resources, giving them access to our physicians, or helping them with policy priorities. A lot of people talk about, oh, I don't want to be in politics, but everything that we do, from the time we check in at work to the time we go to bed at night, is about policy. And you don't want someone who does not have your best interests in mind to set those policies for you. So we work with organizations that are advancing policies that are providing better access to medicines and access to health outcomes. Organizations like the National Urban League, organizations like Dia de la Mujer Latina, which is an organization that supports community health workers in Texas and across the country. And so I'm so proud of this work that we get to do with others and through that, that's how we build relationships with organizations that are going to impact good health around the world.
That's amazing. Give her a round of applause for that. Amazing. You know, I want to change gears a little bit. And we talked about sort of the personal aspect of health. We talked about the professional aspect of health. What about the future? What does the future hold? Maybe, Selfie, I'll start with you and end with Coach P. Yeah, of course you do. So, you know, your energy is infectious. But what do you think is the future of healthcare? What do people leave here today to say, this is what I need to be healthy and wealthy?
Yeah, and there's two things, right, that dictate success. We talked a lot preliminarily about mindset, but then the second is we actually need to work. You have to do things, right? Then you have to act. I love this quote because some of you guys are sitting here and maybe things haven't gone the way you anticipated in your life. Maybe you feel defeated. But I love this quote. Winners are just losers that tried one more time. Winners are just losers that tried one more time, right? So just don't quit, don't stop, like you're saying. So it starts, the road to walk a mile begins with a single step, right? So it's health and wellness. What are you fueling your body with? Now, let me challenge this idea because we talk a lot about diet. We think about diet only being what we eat, but I challenge this. Your diet is more than what you eat. Your diet is what you watch. Your diet is what you listen to. Your diet is who you hang around. Your diet is what you read. So feed yourself with healthy food. Is it going to uplift you or is it going to take you down? And things that don't uplift you, get them out of your life, right? So that's my thing. Mindset first, the belief, and then secondly, act. But it doesn't require a lot of money. No one can stop you from getting up in the morning and walking around the neighborhood, right? No one can stop you from eating vegetables and drinking water. These are all of your choices, right? And so mindset first, then act.
Well, I'm gonna tell y'all one thing. King Kong, you got to go drink it because the Selfie took a sip, and man, this dude is healthy. He's healthy.
No, maybe start doing handstands.
No, I appreciate that. So nice. The future of health and wealth.
Yeah, so one of the quotes that I live by is, life is short, but death is certain. And the only thing that matters is what happens in the middle there. And so in the future, I think the world is browning, as they call it, right? And so it's gonna look more like us who are in these decision-making positions that are gonna be remembering where they came from, Brownsville, Brooklyn, remembering their auntie who said, oh, I don't know if I trust that, I'm not gonna do it, and then had an adverse outcome. It's gonna be more people making decisions that are in the benefit of our communities. That's what's gonna happen. But it's not gonna happen if we just sit down. We have to take actions. And I think thinking about your community, thinking about your children, and instilling in them the importance of not being consumers all the time and not letting people separate them from their dollar, but investing that money in themselves and in their health.
Awesome. And to close us out, Coach P.
For me, I mean, you guys did amazing. I want to go with spiritual health. Because if we don't have our spiritual health together, there's nothing else really matters. And I feel like if spiritually we could get along and look in that mirror, we could do anything. Then Once you have that together and you got the mind together, you know that God has given you an opportunity to get up every morning and do something with yourself. And because think about it, they say, right? We're really not successful if we don't leave something on this planet. And it's not about money. We're just saying it could be you giving back to the community. It could be you helping some kid. Everybody think they need millions and millions of dollars. Like I started my business with $10,000, so I didn't start my business with millions of dollars. People always come to me, I need $10 million to help me put this product. I'm like, I started with $10,000. So think about it. Don't be afraid to start small. Even in your exercise, if you know you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. If you can't pick up big old weights, start with the little small 10, 15 pounds. You don't have to do what everybody else is doing. Look at what you can do for yourself to better yourself. You need to know your conditions. And how you better your conditions, you look in that mirror and figure out how to fix yourself. And I think that a lot of people don't want to look in that mirror and say, hey, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? I had to look in that mirror and say, what's wrong with me? I need to get myself together. You know, sometimes you wake up in the morning, man, maybe I ate too much food last night. I got to stop that. And then you got to tell yourself no sometime, right? Because all the people, we from New Orleans, they come, they bring all kind of cookies and pies and all kind of food. Y'all know how it go. And guess what? You be like, I don't really want to mess with that today, but it's like, family, okay, we cool, bring it in. You got to say no sometime. I'm going to end it with that. Don't be afraid to tell yourself no sometime when you know it's not what you need, right? Give yourself a round of applause. I love y'all, man.
If I can, appreciate you guys. This has been an amazing panel. I want to leave you with one more thing. Remember, as Black people, me being a physician and being in healthcare, we often forget about leading in healthcare. And that's the thing, is we need more faces in healthcare to be able to change it. I'd say 3 rules that you leave with is disagree. Disagree with everything. Be disagreeable. Challenge everything. Every box that you've ever heard about you as a Black person, about your health, challenge it. Be optimistic. Know that if you do the right things, you can take over the world. And lastly, be relentless. No limit. Never, ever stop. With that, thank you for this amazing opportunity to speak to you about health and wealth.
Thank y'all.
Thank you. Whew, I hope I didn't get y'all dizzy with that. I forgot to zoom out. Guess maybe I want to run out to the main stage then, real quick, and see if anything's going on at the main. That line there. Yeah, it's way more people than yesterday. I should have gotten out here earlier. I think everything pretty much started around like 9 a.m. So originally I kind of like planned on being out here for around 9:30 or 10. But I didn't set an alarm. Oh, that guy's in a suit. I know he's got to be sweating when he goes outside. It's a hot day today. July in New Orleans. Oh, he's got to be sweltering. I don't think I saw that booth yesterday. So there goes the bookstore over there. I need to go swing back by and pick up that Aaron Magruder book. You know we love the Boondocks.
Y'all know it just passed though. It just passed. But I don't know when, but it's another year.
Looks like they're doing a little bit of a presentation over there. That's surprising.
Which 3 cities has Reggie lived in? Atlanta, New Orleans, LA. Here we go. What is the title of one of the songs the All G Girls released in the past year? Loverboy. That's a decent, yeah, that's a decent. Make a scene or motion. That was a decent. We need to give her an point. I was going to say,
Let me see. That's Reginae Carter. A few other folks.
Contestant number 2. Contestant number 2 is the winner.
Oh, it looks like they have a little bit of a little quiz going on. It's like another quiz thing, competition.
Here's your question. Final question for this
Looks like nothing at the main stage at the moment. Oh wait, I stand corrected. I see people. Okay, so it's Disney stuff.
I gotta give a shout out also to my girl Ariel with The Little Mermaid, a musical adventure. And it's just been reimagined into this beautiful production that has exquisite music, incredible puppetry by having puppet lovers out there.
Yes.
I love a puppet, okay? But again, there's so much more to do and explore. And also with our Disney Starlight, our new nighttime parade happening later on this month. Again, there's so much for everyone to go and do at Walt Disney World this summer.
Listen, catch me booking my flight out there, okay? I'm gonna take my Duval homies right on down to Orlando.
Yes.
Let's turn all the way up. All right, so Shannon, give us more information about this star-studded summer in Disney World.
Yes, so again, we are inviting everyone to come out. Again, like how you come out and how you show up is all based off you. You can turn to your own style here at Walt Disney World during the summertime. And I cannot wait for Disney Starlight Dream the Night Away because it is our brand new nighttime spectacular parade opening on July 20th. And it's going to look like every single one of our floats is kissed by starlights. So you're going to see some Disney princesses. You're going to see some of our beloved characters. Encanto, Coco, Frozen. So much. So I'm excited for it.
That sounds amazing. All right,
I'm about
so
to
shouts to
stop.
Disney World, all of the things that you can experience there. Now, not only are we having fun in the park,
parks, but we're also looking out for our rising stars.
Yes.
Talk to us about those.
Absolutely. I mean, I love working for this company, and one of the reasons is how we pour into our future leaders of tomorrow.
Absolutely.
And we do that with our Disney Dreamers Academy, that we are celebrating 18 years of this incredible academy that is a mentorship program that happens every single year. So what we do is we invite 100 students, high school students, to come out and allow us to pour into them with mentorship, networking, and career exploration opportunities. So you'll be talking to Disney leadership, Disney cast members, and we even have celebrity ambassadors or dream ambassadors who go out there and they pour into the youth. It is truly a one-of-a-kind experience, and I love keeping up with our dreamers because I have seen firsthand how it can be life-changing. And Deja, I'm excited.
I'm excited.
Can I tell you why I'm excited?
Tell me why.
Because our applications for the 2026 Disney Dreamers Academy are officially live, y'all. Yes. So listen, if you have a cell phone, go ahead and pull your cell phone out. Mikey right here in the cowboy hat, she was ready. Yes. I need y'all to go ahead, copy this QR code, and send it to a high schooler ages 13 to 19 that you want to see and have and experience this opportunity. Because again, it is life-changing, and you can go on there, have them to their application, we'll go through a review, and who knows, maybe we'll see you all in the parks next year at our DDA. Yeah.
I love Disney Dreamers. How many of y'all have heard about Disney Dreamers Academy? How many of y'all know someone, and if you wanted to go, maybe you missed it when you were in high school, make sure these young people have this opportunity. It is so impactful and enriching.
Yes.
I absolutely love this program, like in real life, okay? Meanwhile, we love everything about Disney, and you know, when my girl Tate was talking about, where do you wish? Come on now, she hit all the notes. I was thinking about how many people were inspired to chase their dreams by a Disney story, and to me, there's no character's journey that's quite like Princess Tiana's, right? Come on now, over 15, give it up for Princess Tiana. I'm almost there. Y'all ain't ready, but listen, over 15 years ago, we first met Princess Tiana in Walt Disney World's animation, The Princess and the Frog. Last year, we saw her inspirational story continue in the thrilling Tiana's Bayou adventure at Disneyland and Walt Disney World. Has anyone had the chance to ride that? Yeah. Okay. Well, some of y'all know where it's at, and I'm truly honored to share with you that our favorite princess is leaping into an exciting new chapter with Tiana's joyful celebration. It's an all-new traveling exhibit. Now listen, check this out. Beginning in 2026, somebody say 2026.
2026.
You only have 5 months to go. It's almost here. There's an immersive new exhibit that's going to have sights and sounds, smells, all of that of Mardi Gras, which we love right here within New Orleans. But we're taking it to cities nationwide. And when you hear that, you'll help Tiana and her band of critters get ready for a big parade with making music and some memorable recipes. I gotta ask, as a native of New Orleans, how does it feel to see your culture and homegrown being spread all across the country?
It was amazing. The ride was just one of the most beautiful rides at the park, right? I remember even getting some Disney ears, and they smelled like beignets. Like, it was so thoughtful. Every little detail. And we went to Disney, everything was just so special for us New Orleans natives.
We love it. So as we have that right here in New Orleans, they're taking Tiana's adventure, her joyful celebration, making its debut at the Children's Museum of Indianapolis in March, with many cities to follow. All right, y'all give some noise for that. Well, ladies, I hope you're not feeling jet lag. We still got more on this girls trip. Are you ready?
We're ready. We barely scratched the surface. As you can see, Disney Experiences has so much to offer upcoming.
Yes. And listen, we went around the world in 20 minutes from California to Florida and across the country. We played our way within the globe, magic and joy. Jada, talk to us some more about everything that we have.
Yeah, so Disney Experiences is going all over. Like we said, we have celebrations across from coast to coast around the world, and we have barely scratched the surface. So make sure you check us out. Come on, play with us. We're having a good time.
Shannon?
I mean, we've been seeing it all morning throughout all of Essence. We came to play, and we're inviting y'all to come and play with us. Because if there's one thing that we learned from Tiana's Bayou Adventure is that we all come together, we make beautiful music together. And at Disney, we make memories that last a lifetime. So please come out, come ride the Bayou with us, go see Jada at Disneyland, come see me at Walt Disney World. Tank, we're inviting you to both coasts because you are queen and we need you. And you too, Deja Vu, you too.
Thank you, thank you. Now we're gonna continue to spread the joy. Now listen, Jada, Shannon, and of course Tank. Listen, are y'all ready for this other thing that we have going on? We're about to bring out the Power of Joy crew to let the good times roll. Come on, Power of Joy, let's bring it on and amp up this energy. Joyful celebration crew, Essence, give it up. Yay! Love it. They turned it out. Now that's how you have a joyful celebration, because we came to play. Ladies, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
And to everybody here within the Essence fam, don't forget, get more information about Disney World, Disney Cruise Line at Disneyland over at our Power Summer Street Jam over here, Power of Joy, and the next booth. And guess what? Somebody say what? What? I heard that there may be some prizes and some giveaways right over there. So thank you for participating and continue to enjoy Essence. We came to play with Disney.
All right, so that's Disney's little thing there. I think they have another little spot upstairs. just coming inside. The DJ's doing his thing. $4,000 a month in investments?
And what happened was I posted games on social media, and I wasn't a guru or nothing like that. I was just a guy who was a barber in the military who invested in money. I had about 2 children income. So what happened was so many people were requesting for me to help them to learn how to do this, right? And what I did was I wrote a book. And this book started selling very, very good. At first I bought it.
like they located some celebrity. I don't know who though. Let's run back on over to another spot. Let's run back to the Global Economic Forum real quick. What they're giving away over there at Disney. Like that line is so long, you gotta get more than just regular plain old ears, you know, mouse ears. It's gotta be way more than that. Maybe some sort of like discount on Disney cruise or something. Do y'all know? Oh. There goes the news. Yeah, that Disney line's huge. Same thing for AT&T. I saw the signs outside saying not to support Target, but I don't even see Target in here. I mean, if they're in here, I don't know. Maybe somewhere hidden. Maybe upstairs. I haven't been upstairs yet. You can see a few people upstairs. But I don't even know if a lot of people know about the upstairs for real, for real. It's back to the dance DJ deal. Oh, they're doing double dutch. They cutting up with that double dutch. So what do y'all say? Y'all want to catch some more presentations, or you want to run back and see what that double dutch competition looks like? Man, that man talked about dropping $4K a month for investments. I guess you can do that when you have a military salary.
So we have to organize and fight at the local level. Community organizations have to partner with their local governments, with their state governments to try to fill the gaps when, not if, when the orange folk cut their funding, the federal funding. We have to do that, but we have to keep the work going. We've been able to save lives in cities, black cities around the country by looking at gun violence as a public health issue with historic investment. We cannot be afraid to keep doing that no matter who doesn't like it and no matter what happens to the leader. And that means doing the right thing even when it's not popular. That means doing the right thing even when it means something might happen to us, like it happened to my sister sitting to my left. That's what true leadership is. You have to be willing to put yourself on the line for your people, especially in a moment like this.
Okay. So, Congressman, thank you so much for joining us. Please give us an update on what happened 3 weeks ago, why you were at the ICE detention facility, and what is the current status of that case?
Absolutely. So thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here with you all. As many of you know, and some may not know, I went to Delaney Hall in my district in New Jersey with two of my rep colleagues in New Jersey, Rep Bonnie Watson-Coleman and Rep Rob Menendez, to do our jobs. That's why we were there. We weren't there to protest. We weren't there to do anything other than showing up to do our jobs, to have an oversight, which Congress has a statutory right to inspect any ICE facility without notice. You don't need an appointment. You can show up, have an oversight visit. And we've done this in the past. We did it a couple of weeks prior to this visit, literally at a facility just a couple of miles from there. When we got there, we were automatically met with confrontation. There was a lot of confusion, a lot of pushback for us being able to get inside of this ICE facility that's ran by Geo Group, which is a private prison company that also has ties to both Holman as well as Nome, which is two members of Donald Trump's administration. They were lobbyists for them, and they've worked for them in the past. They automatically attacked our mayor of our largest city in New Jersey, Mayor Ras Baraka, arrested him for no apparent reason. And that's kind of what sparked off this whole chaos and confrontation that you see, literally, that people are playing on videos all throughout everywhere at this point. Everybody's seen the video. But at the end of the day, they caused that confusion because they're unhinged, they're cruel, and they don't think that they answer to anyone. So the fact that 3 members were there to do an oversight visit to find out what was going on at this facility, because this facility had been operating without any permits. We did not even know that it was operating as a detention center until the mayor informed us about it and was like, hey, we don't know what's going on here, and they won't let us in for a visit. And so pushed back a couple of weeks later, after they said they were going to charge me for impeding, assaulting a federal officer because of what they did in the confrontation that they created. Literally, this place had a whole riot. We had the detainees there were not being fed. They had not been fed in days. And when they did give them food, it was cold. And so they literally broke out into a riot, and 4 detainees escaped through a makeshift wall and got out. Now, this is how we could have prevented this if they had proper permits, were adhering to the city's compliance rules, but they don't think they answer to anybody because this administration is cruel, unhinged, and this is the way that they operate each and every day. So far, as mentioned, I've been charged with 3 counts of felony where I can face up to 17 years in prison for simply doing my job by the federal government. And so we're fighting it, obviously. I pleaded not guilty a week ago because I'm not guilty, and it will not waver me or stop me from doing my job. This is why the people of the 10th in New Jersey elected me to do my job, and they will not intimidate or bully me or scare me out of doing that. And that is exactly what Mayor Scott just talked about. We have to continue to be fighting, to to be focused against this administration, and we can't allow them to scare us out of being advocates for our communities and doing the work that the people expect for us to do. So I am, I always tell people, don't worry about me. Because at the end of the day, I'm good. They're not going to steal my joy. They're not going to steal my will to work for the people that have elected me. And so that's just the bottom line to that.
Well, Representative, we are going to worry about you. And if I could ask you, look, I say this to some of my colleagues in journalism, that no matter how weak a case is, there's no such thing as a flimsy indictment that has your name on it, right? So it will take some time. Who pays for the attorney? What is the burden that you have to bear in order to work your way through this? Because that burden, I believe, is in some ways the whole point of the exercise from their side, right?
Exactly, that's the point. Like I said, everything that they do is based in cruelty. So they want to humiliate me. They want to make it as bad as they could possibly do. They want to take this all the way to the point, because there's no slush fund for legal fees. For us, you have to raise money to fight these people, and right now I'm looking at a legal fee. It's very expensive, up to $700,000 to $800,000 to fighting them. We have a very strong legal team. We have a legal team that is very positive and feels very good about this case. But it's still the process of getting there, and they're gonna, stretch this thing out to make it as bad as possible for me as they can. And so that is the point of all of the cruelty. And they feel like if they could get away with doing it to me, they can get away with doing it to anyone. Just imagine if they can treat a United States senator like that, if they can, do that to the New York City comptroller, all of these things in light, to 3 members of Congress, to a mayor. Imagine what they're doing in the dark when people are not looking. So this is what they want to happen. They want to see this happen, so it intimidates other people from speaking out and doing their job.
The bill just passed that you and so many others tried to block. I know that it includes a big increase in funding for detention facilities and for ICE officers. What is that going to mean for our communities?
Well, that money goes into effect immediately by them giving them this extra funds, a lot of money, actually, over $100 million for them. It makes ICE and Homeland Security the largest federal agency, the biggest budget right now. And so they're going to be even more unhinged. They're going to continue to do things that they're doing. We saw the president walking through, Alligator, Alcatraz, all of this foolishness, but this dangerous foolishness, because this is dangerousness when you see all of the things that they are doing. But they're gonna just ramp up every day and continue to be unhinged and crazy. And ICE officers, they have no rules that they're following. Like our local law enforcement, all of these folks that have rules, that when they do something like they're doing, like beating a gardener in public in front of everybody while folks film that, they are not being held accountable. They are not answering questions. We have been trying to get them to oversight committee, to the judiciary committee, to answer questions about the things that they are doing that we see with our eyes in broad daylight. And literally they are trying to escape responsibility each and every day. So this is gonna make it worse.
And I guess a final question would be, to the extent that members of Congress in the Democratic Party are anticipating that the unpopularity of some of the things that the polls indicate, some of this approach to immigration, is going to result maybe in a change in control in the House, that it's going to be unpopular, that some people are going to lose their jobs for doing some of the things you're describing. What's the agenda if your party does win control of the House? When we meet here next year, as we're coming down the home stretch or whatever it may be, what will be the argument for a different approach, and how can people get more, hooked into that?
Well, I tell my colleagues across the aisle all the time, you're not going to be in power forever. No, that's the honest truth. They will not be in power forever. And I tell them the consequences of them serving their King Trump instead of serving the people that have elected them in their, at various districts is going to hurt them. They're going to lose re-election. And so, Leader Jeffries, as well as many of my other Democratic colleagues, we always say they have a Project 2025. We have a Project 2026, where they are going to be unelected. We're going to have new members, and we're going to control the House come next year, because people are fed up. And not just people who are Democrats, Republicans are fed up too. Poverty is not just a black issue or a Democratic issue. It is an issue of white Americans as well. and Republicans. And so many of these things, when you're taking 17 million people off their health care, you're restricting SNAP benefits. These things are going to have effects that are going to trickle down, that are going to hurt people, and some people are going to die from those decisions. And so at the end of the day, they're going to have consequences to them deciding to do this, to serve Donald Trump instead of their constituents. And so we have to stick together. We have to be unified. We have to be together in this fight, and we cannot allow them to just let us roll over, or make us roll over for that matter, and let them do whatever they want to do to us. We have to continue to be in the fight even when it seems hopeless. Even when it seems hopeless, we got to continue to be together and fight through this to make sure that we win control of the House, possibly the Senate, come next year.
Okay. That brings us to the end of our time. I want to thank all of the panelists. Please join me in thanking these panelists. We had a great discussion here, a lot of food for thought, and I want to thank them all, as well as the Global Black Economic Forum. Thank you.
All right, let me put this back on so I can see the comments again. They constantly want to play those pieces of music that end up messing with our stream. All right, let's walk around some more. I'm gonna walk, but I'm trying not to walk too far because we want to come back. Oh, they're still doing the double dutch. If I go this way. That's a long competition. Whoa. She's going fast. Ah, you couldn't do it. Oh, there he goes.
Okay. Everybody keep this together. These superstars. Listen.
Looks like it's harder when you're taller.
We got one more jump. We got a big final jump. This is our final jump. Who's getting the ropes? Who's getting the ropes? Because we got a performance coming up, so don't leave the stage. We got a special performance coming up again by the scientists. It's going to be coming through. This is for the stage.
It's going down in 2025 as a specified culture around the summer. Let's go!
Ooh, 1 foot. That's a good idea, 1 foot plan. That's somebody's grandma. All right, she can still jump. All right, let's walk around a little bit more. Let me cut the comments back up on the screen so I can see. Because I couldn't see. It's like either I have them pinned to the screen or they're invisible. You know what? Let me go get that Aaron Magruder book. So I had that fresh on my mind. Are they taking that picture? I'm gonna get out the way of the picture. So this is the bookstore section. I have one thing that I want, one thing I'm going to get. Is it still here though? Oh dang, they're out. That's what I get. You wait long, you wait wrong. That thing is gone. Yeah, that book's gone. Maybe they might put some more out later. Oh, they got 2 of them in there. They're doing pretty good. I guess that's double Dutch, quadruple Dutch. I wonder what that line's for. Something Coca-Cola. Oh, is this joint jumping jacks on there? Like push-ups or something. All right, they got some people that can cut up on double Dutch then. Disney line still as long as ever.
Entrepreneurs and professionals from BIPOC and LGBTQ plus populations and just underrepresented populations in general, having an opportunity to learn about what each other is doing, how they collaborate, how they can help. And so by being able to create these brave spaces where people learn not only to talk about themselves, that's one of the things, how many people in here have a hard time talking about themselves? What they do, what their business is. We have an opportunity to tell people, I say it's a room full of extroverts, and we're all in one space learning and growing together in real time, because intellectual capital is some of the most important capital that you can have or share. And I think for us, it's just being able to say that we were a part of people's journey, having them experience a crew in that way. And we have everything from, I have some folks from the community to women dentists right here who are starting a tooth gem company. They've been able to find different people in the community that can help propel them to their next step. And that idea actually came from an Accru event. So I'm very proud to say that we are an innovative incubator starting here in New Orleans and going out to the world.
Okay, I love that. So you're not just helping yourself. You're helping
back over to what's that? Let's run back to the forum. If you all are following along and you all know what's up, tell me what's a good little presentation to check out next. It's okay, you go ahead. I almost got taken out. That scooter could move. Must have been going a good 20 miles per hour. Wait a minute. That looks almost like Coach Greg Adams. Nah, that can't be CGA. Because last I heard, he was California based. They want to smash the patriarchy.
And the way that you're also breaking through barriers in the roles that you're playing. How do we continue to disrupt the narratives that are not helping to shape us in the best ways as Black folks? And how are you using your platform to do so?
Absolutely. So I started off, like you said, on America's Next Top Model, and my journey has been very not conventional, so to say. From my height to everything that a model should be, I was told I was not. And so to do a show like Top Model and to find myself on the cover of magazines in the face of CoverGirl, which is beauty, when they said I was androgynous or I was this and I was that. So I feel like my entire career has been dealing with unconventional realities. But I think that that is the truth of who Black women are, period. We live in an unconventional reality, and we make this thing home, we make it ours, no matter where we are. And so the industry that I have found myself playing in fashion and acting, they're industries that put you in a box. So if you have your favorite guy from that cop show, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna see him again, he's gonna be in another procedural show. So we like to put each other in a box, and I've decided I'm too big for a box. I'm too big for a bag. I'm too big for any of those.
That's what I'm talking about.
And I don't mean too big in my meanness, but in my what God has created for me and what God is doing through me. It's too big to be contained. Right. And so when I look at a show like All the Queen's Men, where you have, thank you.
I know y'all watching. I know y'all was watching.
The roles are so reversed, where you see men are usually in those power positions and women are the ones on the other end. You see it flipped over. And what I love is that we show what real beauty is, because we're not changing anything. We're enlightening and letting people know the truth. The truth is that every single person on this stage and in this room is beautiful. Now, when you learn your beauty, then other people will start to get it, but you have to know it for yourself. It's not about what they say on a magazine. There is no size, there is no color, there is no texture. Shout out to the Crown Act. That is better than the other. We are beautiful, and it is about us understanding that. I locked my hair, and I locked my hair because my daughter has locked hair. And I want her to see a reflection of herself. And so when I move around in business on my television show, I wanted my locks. They wanted to put a wig on. I didn't want a wig. They wanted to put different things to make my body look more curvy. That is not my shape. That's not my truth. And I have to fight against that. And why don't you wear the butt pad? Because it's not my truth.
It's not my truth.
And I need other women that have a small snake hip frame like me to understand that they are as beautiful as this Coke bottle right here. And how do you know that unless you see it? How do you understand it? And so I would like to use my life to be the representation and to walk down the journey of the roads less traveled, to go ahead and be that person and stand in the gap and in the clutch and say, you know what, she did it, I can do it too.
Absolutely. Come through, Eva. Now, we have a few more minutes left, and the last three folks who are going to be able to bring their brilliance to the stage today are all important culture bearers. First of all, I want to go with you, Kenya, because you are holding a powerful piece of culture at Spill, right? And, you know, you're breaking this barrier on technology, and I know that that's not easy to do as a Black woman and in this political moment. So I'm going to give each of you your questions as culture bearers to be able to bring your voice to the stage. So for you, Kenya, especially as we're thinking about Spill, y'all know about Spill? I bet you about to know about it if you don't know.
Download Spill from the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store.
Come on, okay. But you all see culture as strategy. So how have you helped messaging around some of the biggest fights of our time using the platform and what you come to this culture with as a political strategist? And how do you see the importance of bridging policy and pop culture together?
Well, firstly, I want to say thank you to my entire team at Spill, to our co-founder and CEO, Alfonso Terrell, who gave this very, non-traditional pathway girly an opportunity to lead in tech and use my skill set that was highly transferable. For those of you who don't know me and are meeting me for the first time, I am 2.5 years into leading a social tech startup company, but came by way of public policy, civic engagement, crisis management, fundraising, and then cultural strategy and entertainment. And in all of those places, what I learned is that you have to move people first, right, before you move systems, right? You got to move people first. And furthermore, that the best legislation comes from what moves people. And culture inherently is the inertia that keeps us all moving in ecosystems, right? So the power of having a social platform at a time like this, we're really building Spill, the only Black-owned app to ever be #1 in the Apple App Store.
The only!
Come on. And we understand that being Black is not enough, right, in that space, so which is why Fast Company named us most innovative in social, and we've been Apple App of the Day as well. What we recognize is that Spill is intended to be a cultural intelligence engine, y'all. I need you to rethink how we are using social media. When we look at the biggest bullies in the world with the most amount of money acquiring social platforms, why are they doing that? Because of the cultural intelligence that you so freely give these platforms. So when you post your best on other people's platforms that you don't own, I want you to think about the cultural intelligence that you are feeding to systems that are then being trained to operate against you. And after that sits and sizzles in your spirit, I want you to think about giving your best to a platform that was built from the ground up, like Spill, to be culturally competent in moderation and content, right? And to think about a world where we are centered in policy and practice, digitally, what is possible when we own our stories, because then we can own our shifts. We can't own the shift if we don't own the stories first.
That's real.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, oh God. This is getting good, right? Okay, we gotta keep going because we don't want to get in trouble. All right, Dominique, let me tell you something. You have been such a powerful voice in so many ways, right? We know the history. We thank you for bringing in some of the things that you've done that have just been so transformative. But you've also been vocal about celebrity culture. You've also been vocal about how important it is for us to make sure that we are interacting with culture in a way where we're pulling out the things that we need to be talking about as Black people. So how do you think celebrity narratives in particular, whether it's Nelly or Ashanti, or the silence around Diddy, right, that we've seen shape what we believe is possible or acceptable? And Shamia, I want to throw your question out right quick too. As someone who's been both the beauty and in the public life, in the ways that you have, how do you personally navigate what to share, protect, or politicize, especially around your body and your own personal experiences? So both of you, I want you to speak to what that has been for you as culture bearers in the way that you hold it. So I'll start with you, Dominique.
My biggest focus is thinking about cultural capital, right? We know about financial capital, but how our voices, how our platforms position us to change the culture. And there are people who will say, I'm not supposed to be a role model for your child, this and the third. Once you sign up for the platform to be monetized, you signed up to understand there is responsibility associated with it. That being said, when I look at my cultural capital, and you can't understand your cultural capital if you don't understand yourself, I believe the things that I discuss, I don't talk about every celebrity issue, but even the Nelly and Ashanti piece was, I, as a black trans woman, have seen the way the world has indoctrinated and harmed black women who are born with a uterus in ways they won't try to oppress me. A man will never look at me and say, I'm gonna sit you down for the summer because you're too powerful. A man will never look at me and tell me, I'm gonna ask you to have your child, but you won't help me change the diapers for the first 2 years. That won't be my experience, and when other biological women say it, they can call y'all a hater. They can do this and the third. I can say, you don't say that to me, brother. And I know online they're telling you they don't see black trans women as women, but my text messages say different, amen? And so based on that, you understand and you navigate various type of women based on the type of games you can play and the way society has had it set up. So whether it's through a laugh, whether it's me having a serious moment, whether it's me saying, because the justice system doesn't incarcerate you, does not mean that you are not a terrible person, and we should not figure out how to protect black women. I believe that is my investment culturally to the existence of a woman who has allowed my existence to be here. And it's also how I build bridges and repair foundations that will get us to a space where more of us will be protected like many of us are up here, and less of us will be out here like Cassie fighting for our black man to get
Absolutely, absolutely. Shamia, they gonna cuss us out. But you know we love black people. All right, Shamia, bring us home, distance, because you have been building this intersection as well. So how have you built these bridges?
You know, I found a lot of love in my transparency and, like I said, my vulnerability. I love what Eva said earlier, you know, with the snake body embracing. When I see Eva, I see fine. I see beautiful. And it's not just that outer beauty that just completely activates you, but it's her heart, because when I was in the NICU, she was calling and texting, sending sunflower pics, and I was like, wow, you know, like, thank you. You know, it's those things that really makes you more open, vulnerable, and transparent. We're a sisterhood, you know? We're a family, and we all come from different walks of life. And I feel like when we're open and we're transparent and we're vulnerable, like the light shines on us even more. Because in my moments this season, when I was insecure because people were asking, do you have vitiligo? Like, what's happening with you? Because I had spots from my ectopic pregnancy, or people were saying, did you get lipo? Because I was moving a certain way, right? But it was my story to share in my own time. So when they would comment on my page about it, I would respond and say, oh yeah, that's just ectopic pregnancy marks.
That's right.
And they would feel so uncomfortable about my response. Some would eat it and say, I'm so sorry, I didn't know, you know. But then others would say, yeah, right. And I was totally okay either way. Because the best thing about me being open and confident in who I am, block and delete is my best friend.
Come on!
And it just shows me the goodness and the grace of God, because the more I'm open, the more someone else that sees themselves in me can be open and be honest and be vulnerable like me.
Y'all, can y'all give it up for this panel? If you didn't learn nothing today, you learned how reproductive justice is the blueprints. You also learned that we are the blueprints. You learned that our vulnerability
So I guess we could kind of put that one up under opposition research. Wait, there's another one coming? Oh, that's all right. add a little bit more time to this parking thing. I'll flip right back in. I guess I better switch over to TikTok. It's a lot of music going on. I'll catch the concert a little bit later. I'll catch y'all in a minute. See y'all, peace.